Fairy Tale Collection. 1. The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, 3 little pigs decided to leave home and build their own house. The first pig built a house out of straw. The second pig built a house out of wood. And the third pig took his time and built the sturdy house out of bricks. One day, a big bad wolf came along and saw the straw house. He huffed and puffed, and the house collapsed instantly. The little pig ran to the second pig's wooden house. The wolf came to the wooden house, huffed and puffed again, and the wooden house also collapsed. Both pigs quickly fled to the third pig's brick house. When the wolf arrived at the brick house, no matter how hard he huffed and puffed, the house remained standing. The wolf then tried to climb down the chimney, but he fell straight into a pot of boiling water that the pigs had prepared. The wolf ran away, and the 3 little pigs lived happily ever after. Glossary. Straw house. A house made of straw, weak and easily destroyed. 中文稻草房。2. Wooden house. A house made of wood, stronger than straw but still not very durable. 中文木头房。Brick house. The sturdy house made of bricks, strong and hard to destroy. 中文砖房。Big bad wolf. The adversary who tries to blow down the pig's house. 中文大灰狼。5. Huff and puff. To blow hard in an attempt to knock something over. 中文吹气。6. Boiling water. Hot water prepared by the pigs to defend against the wolf. 中文沸水。7. Chimney. The structure that allows smoke to escape from a fireplace, which the wolf tries to clean. 中文烟囱。Escape. To get away from danger and harm. 中文逃跑。2. The Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who always wore a red cloak. So everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother asked her to visit her sick grandmother and bring some food. On her way to her grandmother's house, Little Red Riding Hood met a big bad wolf. The wolf pretended to be friendly and talked to her secretly, learning where she was going. After finding out, the wolf rushed to the grandmother's house, locked the grandmother in a closet, and disguised himself as the grandmother by lying in her bed. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived, she noticed that grandmother looked strange. She asked, "Grandmother, "Why are your ears so big?" The wolf replied, "To hear you better." "Grandmother, why are your eyes so big?" "To see you better." "Grandmother, why is your mouth so big?" "To eat you up." The wolf leaped out of bed, trying to eat Little Red Riding Hood. Just then a hunter burst in, defeated the wolf, and rescued both Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. Glossary: Little Red Riding Hood, the leading role who wears a red cloak. 中文小红帽。2. Grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood's elderly relative who lives in the woods. 中文外婆。3. Pretend, the enactment of a pretense. 中文伪装。4. Cloak, a long, loose piece of clothing that is worn over other clothes. 中文斗篷。5. Disguise, to change appearance, to hide identity. 中文伪装。6. Hunter, a man who rescued Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. 中文猎人。7. Basket, a container Little Red Riding Hood used to carry food to her grandmother. 中文篮子。8. Forest, a large area. The large area to trees that Little Red Riding Hood walks through. 中文森林。3. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, and her hair as black as ebony. Her stepmother, the queen, was very jealous of Snow White's beauty. One day, the queen asked her magic mirror, "Who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is fairer than you." Enraged, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But the huntsman couldn't bear to harm her and let her escape. Snow White wandered through the forest and eventually came to a small cottage, which belonged to 7 dwarfs. The dwarfs took her in and warned her to be cautious of the evil queen. However, when the queen learned that Snow White was still alive, she disguised herself as an old woman and brought a poisoned apple to Snow White's cottage. After eating the apple, Snow White fell into a deep sleep, seemingly dead. The dwarfs were heartbroken and placed her in a glass coffin. One day, a handsome prince passed by and saw Snow White's beauty. Unable to resist, he kissed her, and miraculously, Snow White awoke. She and the prince returned to his kingdom. and lived happily ever after. Glossary 1. Snow White, the beautiful princess with skin as white as snow. 中文白雪公主。2. Magical mirror, a magical mirror that speaks the truth about who is the fairest of all. 中文魔镜。3. Evil Queen, Snow White's jealous stepmother. 中文邪恶的皇后。4. Seven Dwarfs, the kind little man who helped Snow White. 中文七个小矮人。5. Poisoned apple, the apple given to Snow White by the evil queen, which put her to sleep. 中文毒苹果。6. Glass coffin, the transparent coffin, where Snow White is placed by the dwarfs. 中文玻璃棺材。7. Prince, a handsome man who wakes Snow White with a kiss. 中文王子。8. Jealousy, a feeling of envy or resentment, particularly over someone's beauty or success. 中文嫉妒。